Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Eyal, and I'm the CEO of Anjuna. Anjuna moves the security perimeter from being around the host machine, where it is today, to being around the application itself. We basically isolate the application from anything happening at the host machine and the infrastructure. Companies like VMware and Docker have enabled the shift to the public cloud by building solutions that isolate and protect the host machine from the application. But as security concerns, preventing moving applications or more applications to the public cloud is actually protecting the application itself from the host. People worry about the admins of the infrastructure and whether or not they can access data within the apps. They're also worried about other applications running on that same host, whether these applications belong to the same organization or, in the public cloud case, they belong to other organizations. People also worry about third parties, like the admins of the public cloud itself, or officials of government officials coming in and getting getting access to the servers, and whether or not this means they have access to the data within the applications. Now, there's a good reason people are concerned with this. Many of the breaches that happened recently were caused by hackers and attackers getting access to the host machine and through that to the application. What we do is we build a security perimeter around the application that completely isolates it from anything happening at the host machine. We do this without changing the application, so there's no need to rewrite the code or recompile the application. This means that any authorized users or apps can still have the regular access to the application, but any unauthorized users or apps, or even the admins of the infrastructure, are not able to get access to the data within the application or change the way the application is running. What this allows organizations to do is to very quickly and simply deploy applications on any infrastructure without having to think about the security of the infrastructure itself. A little about the company. So I've been in enterprise security for the last 20 years. I manage the OpenDNS umbrella product management team, leading into 80 million in ARR. My co-founder Jan has a PhD from Stanford in applied security. And our advisors include Professor Dan Bonet from Stanford, Professor Chia Shatsai, who's one of the leading experts in trusted execution environments, and Dan Petroso, who's the former CIO of Fidelity and Morgan Stanley. We've raised a $3 million seed so far from Y Combinator, Playground, Data Collective, and Founder Collective. We have a production-ready product, and we have multiple pilots with large enterprise customers, including a top 20 bank and a Fortune 100 tech company. So to summarize, we're Anjuna. We moved the security perimeter from being around the host machine to being around applications. We have a production-ready product, and we have multiple pilots with large enterprise customers. Thank you. Sure, so the first question was about containers, and the other one was more technical on how this works. So regarding containers, yeah, we're basically orthogonal to how you deploy the application. So work within containers, on bare metal, within VMs, it doesn't matter to us. And actually containers is a very good use case for us because just a couple of weeks ago there was the Run Supermobility that was announced. It basically shows that you can jump between containers very easily. And containers actually provide less isolation than VMs, for example. So isolating workloads within containers is something that we basically provide this kind of this two-way protection. The container protect the host from the application and protect the application from the host, so you get a very good bi-directional protection. Now, in terms of how we do this, so in the last 4 years, there's been a shift in the market where the CPU vendors added something called secure enclaves. So Intel, AMD, ARM all added solutions that basically provide this level of isolation provided by the CPU. And what we do is we leverage these technologies to provide this unprecedented level of security. And again, you have to have something rooted in hardware in order to protect against the root user. So that's why we leverage these solutions to provide this security. Thanks. Sure.
I won't ask if I did.
Sure.
What stops your competition from leveraging that same hardware? If all the CPU vendors expose this interface, what stops others from just using that same interface?
Sure. So I guess it's very similar to what VMware and Docker did in the sense that virtualization and container technologies have been part of the operating system for about 20 years, but people didn't really leverage them until VMware and then Docker came along to build a software stack to make it super simple to use. These secure enclave technologies, to some extent, are even more difficult to use because not only these are very, these are CPU level technologies. You have to write code in either assembly or C in the better case. You have to know a lot of crypto and security in order to use them. It's extremely difficult to use these technologies. And what we're doing is we're building a software stack to just make it super simple for anybody to be using them and to just shift their applications into these secure enclaves without changing them.
All right, thank you so much.
Thanks.